Steven Doran.
Dale Fishline.
Daniel Coffey.
Robert Smith.
Tim Fedewa.
Race engineer on the number 4.
Shop foreman on the number 4.
Front tire changer on the 4.
Car chief for the number 4 car.
Spotter of the 4.
Rodney Childers, crew chief of the number 4 car.
Thank you guys, awesome job.
Hell of a job, man.
Yeah, boy. Great job, what a car.
Great job, man. Thank you very, very much.
Dang, I love you guys. Oh yeah, good job.
Rodney is just quietly brilliant.
Look at this, he wants to go back, he wants to give the team a little love there. I don't blame you, man. They did a great job for you today, brother.
History making right there.
And the crew climbs the fence.
He's going to thank his team, and he should.
I'm just so proud of everybody on our team.
It is so hard to beat. Kevin Harvick, Rodney Childers, everybody at SHR.
It actually started with them trying to hire me up at RCR, and went and met with Kevin, and honestly it went pretty good. But on my drive home from there, I told my wife there's no way I'm driving up there every day. I got home, and about a day later I got a message from Kevin, and he basically told me that we needed to talk outside of what we just did. So that's when he told me what was going on, which was a surprise to me. And and then that turned into 6 months of trying to talk me into doing it. I think the big hesitation was just so much comfort at MWR. And I'd been there for 5 years, and everybody there was family. And then the other side of it was just watching Kevin's past. He was somebody that could win races, and was competitive every week, but he also had a fiery side that I wasn't sure that I wanted to listen to or put up with every week. So it naturally just came down to having those talks about those things, and that's kind of what turned the corner, was just one last talk at his house of the things that were going to bother me and that I wouldn't be able to tolerate. And he promised me that it wasn't going to happen, and we were going to win races and win a championship together, and he was true to that promise.
At the end of 2013, Kevin was coming from RCR, and they were going to start the 4 car, and we didn't know at the time what the car number would be and who'd be on it, but I just knew that Kevin was a winner, and I wanted to be a part of that.
We knew it was going to be good. Just from the outside looking in, it was kind of like building a super team. You start with the driver, the crew chief, and just all the way on down the line. I mean, all the parts and pieces just pointed towards success, and I wanted to be a part of it, I guess.
This was providing us all with a unique opportunity to get together, work with a phenomenal driver such as Kevin at a great organization such as SHR, and with everybody having kind of that common mindset and that hunger to go out and be successful. We kind of brought a good group of people together that had a common goal.
His kind of foundation was build a team of racers and people with a background of excellence.
And our whole team is really a group of racers, which is what makes it successful.
We ended up with just a great bunch of people, and most of them still here today, but still don't know how I ended up with the list that I ended up with and the people I ended up with. But they have been through a lot of things together over the last 10 years, and have had my back, number one, but had each other's backs. But it was really fun, looking back on that, to be able to go talk to those people and to talk them into doing this.
When they got here, you knew the tone was going to be different. Like, the bar was now set with the 4 team. Being here the year previous to after the 4 team was built, it was incredibly different. We pushed everything to the limit, and I think that helped our other teams here in Stewart-Haas raise the bar as well.
The 4 team operates in the 4 team way, and it's different than everybody else. And even in the same shop, some people think that it's crazy, or they wouldn't do it that way, or they wouldn't want to do it that way, or maybe they don't like how strict it is on the 4 car and how much you get pushed and all those things. But I think everybody at Stewart-Haas kind of accepts that. It needs to be perfect every week, and If it's not perfect, we're going to make it perfect before it goes to the racetrack.
You know, one unique thing was bringing people from all different race teams. They had all different experiences and different things that they know their teams had done right and wrong, right? So you bring a pool of guys together to a new organization, and that's just knowledge that you get to help make a whole company stronger.
It raises the bar because it brings a different mentality and a different set of ideas. And all the people on the 4 team all had separate ideas, so it's kind of a group IQ thing. It brings that bar up with everybody else in all the different departments because they want to do better, and it brings the whole level up, the whole shop.
When those are the actions you're taking and you're winning races, others can't help but to notice and follow the lead, right? So sometimes you don't have to say anything at all. Just by doing is showing a leadership type maneuver that excels the entire company.
I think when they set the bar high the way that they do, it gives everybody else in the company a benchmark to shoot for, and it's kind of like having that rabbit to chase. Makes you, run faster, run harder. So
Kevin and Rodney's expectations for the 4 team, I think, are easy, and it's simple. It's just to be the best. It's to be the best in that moment. It's to be the best in that race, in that situation, in that time.
They both demand the utmost detail and the utmost effort from everyone. And I think 2 minds think in the same way. It's just this whole thought process that bleeds down, leadership, right? The leadership bleeds down through the whole team. And I think it's been that way from day one, and it's remained through these whole 10 years. And I think that's, part of what makes them so good.
You want to have the best looking equipment, you want to have the best people, you want to have the best looking cars when you get there, you want to win practice, you want to win qualifying, you want to win the next practice, and you want to win the race, and you want to win a championship. Like, there was no other things that we talked about other than that.
Rodney always makes sure that before we load a race car, there's nothing we can do to it to make it any better, to give Kevin any more advantage, any more edge. No details too small to get addressed. They expect the best because they know Kevin can be the best. And when everything comes together, those are the days that you can't be beat. But the only way to have those days is to take care of those details.
Everybody has the mentality of excellence. It's a true team effort, and it's a true team in a sense that everybody does have everyone's back, and they want to win races, and they don't settle for second, so they always strive to do something better. No matter if it's doing the same job over and over and over every week, they're always looking for ways to make things better.
The effort you were putting in was going to equate to something on the racetrack with Kevin driving the car, and that just kept everybody driven.
We started this deal at the end of 2013, going into 2014. I walked in the shop, we didn't have a single car, we didn't have a single bench, we didn't have the first roll of tape, nothing. We started from scratch. We had a lot to make up in a short period of time to get to Daytona, and we excelled, and we just flat out outworked everyone, and we ended up winning the championship, and that has to be probably the icing on the cake.
We've always kept our own identity, and our identity's always been that just make it as good as you can make it. Make it the best that it can be. Whether it's a part, a piece, a car, a process, anything, just make it the absolute best that it can be, because that's the only thing acceptable. I think the competitive advantage is the people. I think the only thing that matters in our sport is the people. And so always having people that are turned on, engaged, accountable, having each other's back, and forming a team, I think that's what's kept us as competitive as we've been for so long. It's hard to win, but it's hard to win for a long time. And having the right people in place that are up for that challenge and understand it and respect it and are thankful for it, that might be the biggest thing.
There's just so many good people, whether it's shop guys, whether it's road guys, whether it's the pit crew guys. Every single person is special, and I told them just a couple weeks ago that I also think that makes us pretty fragile in the same manner. When you have the very best of every position and one person gets sick, or one person's out because of a family matter or whatever, it became, you know, it makes you more fragile because they're just so good. And you know, you don't really have anybody that can fill in for somebody that's, you know, just 100% the best. So it's a special group for sure. To be a standard, to be consistent, to go out there and be able to compete every single week. And you know, if you were to ask anybody else in the garage, they just know that the 4-car is going to be competitive when it shows up somewhere. And man, that means a lot. You know, it means a lot to everybody on this team, for you know, other people in the garage, your peers, to have that confidence in your team.
Forever, the number 4 team.
Forever, the number 4 team.
Forever, the number 4 team.
Forever the 4 team.
Forever the number 4 team.